Hello viewers, in this video we will be playing through the 5th mission of William Wallace, the Battle of Stirling. Without further ado, let's get started.
The time for minor skirmishes is over. We now prepare for war. The villain Longshanks is poised to cross the River Forth and threaten the town of Stirling with a force of men-at-arms, heavy cavalry and a multitude of archers. Our newly forged army marches southward to establish our own base and attack the English before they can ready their troops.
Our main objective is defeat the English army and destroy their watchtower. We have 2 hints this time. First hint is this scenario begins in a similar way to random map games. After you play this scenario, you should know all that you need to know in order to play a random map game. Second hint is keep exploring. Your scouts report the Scots, player 1 blue, have come to the village of Stirling to face the English in battle. Across the stone bridge to the west lies the English fort, player 2 red.
The time has come to take the offensive. The English have a fort near the town of Stirling. If we can defeat the English here, they may think twice about their invasion of Scotland. To win, destroy the English tower to the west. Before we attack the English to the west, we need to build up our forces. Have your villagers start gathering food and wood. You've found some sheep. Sheep are a good source of food, so send them back to your town centre and assign a villager to gather food from them. Keep making villagers at your town centre until you have 10. The more villagers you have, the faster your resources will come in. Use your villagers to build a mill near your forage bushes. Scout cavalry are poor fighters, but they can see a great distance. You can use your scout cavalry to explore the rest of the map and find the English. You can specify a location for new units to gather by setting a gather point. For villagers, click the town centre and click the set gather point button.
So gather point is this, what I sometimes mistakenly call rally point. And there's a hotkey for T, which you want to use, for instance, for boars. You want to press T for boars, because the usual way of setting a gather point, which is simply right-clicking, if you do that to a boar, then the town center will attack the boar. It's maybe a bit overcourse for a player, if you are a player very new to the game and learning the game with William Wallace missions, but this is the gather point he speaks of. It's really good to know about the gather point. We'll actually take his advice and build a mill. There was a sheep here.
The hill with the dead tree protects the only access to your town. It would be a good idea to build a watchtower on this hill once you advance to the feudal age. You can gain more food by building fishing ships. To create fishing ships, have your villagers build a dock in the water to the south.
It's a good idea. I remember that there's enough fish to build a dock, but in a standard game and you don't know the map, I would advise that it's a good idea to spot some deep sea fish before you decide to build a dock. But the gather point is a really good thing to know. So every time a villager appears, it will automatically go to the resource. And also, it's easy to forget, like I just did, population. And get housed, as it's called, when you run out of population space. And then you could do like I do there in those situations, that you simply rush up a house with many villages. It's also extra.
Click a fishing ship and right-click on a leaping fish. The fishing ship will collect fish and automatically return them to the dock. Fishing ships are also useful for exploring.
We also have gather
Build
points.
the barracks and 5 militia to defend your villagers and explore the map.
We also have gather point with docks. We also have quite easily wallable map here. We could wall here, but then we would also have to...
Build 4 farms near your mill when your forage bushes are depleted. Each farm needs only 1 villager working on it.
I will actually build a barracks first, since I'm a little bit nervous about any early attacks, since we have the hardest difficulty and he told us to build a barracks. But I'm actually going to decide to wall here, because if we wall here, we will have to wall here or here, which is a bit more tedious, and this way we will have more resources inside our base. Another good basic thing to know early on, and indeed throughout the game, is that you need 6 villagers on food to sustain village production from your town center. I don't have the exact number in my head for the number of villagers on wood for fishing ship sustainability, but there's an awesome app called Survivalists Heroku app, which I'll make sure to link in the description. And also mind that sometimes there are shallows, and I actually do believe that this can be... yes, you can go past this. But I think... okay, so sometimes it's simply not possible to wall in some maps, and I got housed again. Perhaps very easily to get housed. But another thing is, instead of using up a lot of villager time for building one house, you could simply cancel the PopCap's production and take loom instead. So it looks like we found the English base. We were given quite a lot of gold in the beginning of the scenario already, so I'm going to use a little bit of that up. I'm also going to... hey, we could actually use a dock as part of the wall. We have quite many villages on this wood line now, so I'm going to take a few, build another lumber camp here. I get housed once again. Apparently I'm getting housed quite a lot this game, so we have already quite a lot of production, unit production, unusually much so for this game. The dock, barracks, 2 docks now and town center. So I'm actually going to have 1 villager to keep making houses already. We got housed again quite quickly, even though we had 1 still building houses, since we have so much unit production going on. Let's see if we can scout out the enemy a bit more.
You're close to the English base. Better not knock down this wall until you have an army of about 12 soldiers.
Alright, doesn't look too difficult of challenge here.
The English are coming to attack. To protect your villagers, you can use the town bell to garrison them in your town centre. Click your town centre, then click the town bell. Once you have gathered 500 food, advance to the feudal age at your town centre. If you are lower, build some additional farms.
Luckily we were smart enough to wall this. It's always a better idea to have not a mono composition, but a composition, an army composition of several military unit types. So I'm going to put 4 on gold now. Well, actually I'll put 3 on gold since we already have quite a lot of stockpiled gold. And that is in preparation for making some archers, which I plan to do, since it does seem the enemy has some infantry.
Now that you have reached the feudal age, concentrate on making some soldiers to fight the enemy. You will need at least 12.
Can be quite.
You can upgrade your militia to men-at-arms at the barracks. You should always upgrade soldiers when you can afford it. Don't forget, keep exploring the map.
That is always good advice, to keep exploring the map. Although the trees and the water and the land swarms move, your enemy might, and the enemy is still on the map, so it's always a good idea to keep exploring the map. Also explore a little bit of the water. If you have access to a big body of water, chances are that your enemy will also have the access to that body of water. A bit late building a blacksmith, but better late than never. Interestingly,
Charge. Keep your villagers working just in case you suffer casualties and need to make more troops. Good. You defeated the English assault. If you have villagers in your town centre, ring the town bell again to send them back to work.
there would have been quite a lot of idle time if we had villagers in the town center all this time. Quite confident with our position, so I'm gonna build a forward military building. And of course, how can I play this mission without taking the advice of building a watchtower on this hill? Nice hill with a dead tree. Those deer look quite attractive, I'm gonna take those. We're already in.
Good. Your watchtower will fire on enemy units and help
Excellent.
protect your town.
And a very good thing to know in Age of Empires 2 is that towers and buildings, except for town centers in the before the Castle Age, which is in the Feudal Age, can't fire straight downwards. So if you have archers and want to attack a tower, then it's the best idea to put them safely under here. Now we're taking out the watchtower. Loading quite a lot of wood now, as we can see. So, well, a very good way to remedy that is, and also notably, building a mill next to Deer. Unlike other resources,
You have eliminated the English soldiers. Now, destroy that tower and our victory will be complete.
Narrator is a bit late. We were to destroy the tower quite a long time ago.
Great job. You have destroyed the English camp. The Battle of Stirling is sure to end in victory for the Scots. Now that you know how to build up, advance through the ages, and find and fight your enemies, you have all the basic skills you need to play a random map game, the most common type of game in Age of Empires 2. Stirling was our first great victory. Even as we held the coastline, word arrived that Stirling Bridge had been held by a force of Scots led by the mythical knight of whom so many have spoken. Now we know his name. Sir William Wallace, the bane of the English. Edward Longshanks names Wallace a traitor and a criminal. Sir William replies he cannot be a traitor, for he never swore fealty to an English king. With Wallace leading our armies, the men fight with renewed vigour. Perhaps the tide of our misfortunes is about to turn.
And so, the Battle of Stirling is won. And this time we took the lead with the kill-death ratio, soundingly here. Not much economy for the English though, this mission, I have to say. Interestingly, the first militia they sent never upgraded to men-at-arms, even though they were in the feudal age. But what I was about to say about the deer is that villagers don't automatically move to take huntables like deer after they've completed a mill, unlike other resources, so there you have to manually order them, which is just something notable I was saying there, observing. Yes, that was that. I really like the map design. Very beautiful rivers with some... I'm actually not quite sure what this is in English. Swedish is this is called Vass. Anyway, I digress. That was it for the 5th mission of William Wallace, the Battle of Stirling. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.